hate to admit, but ever since I got a job,
You haven't touched
kinda,
it.
yeah, so it's like cobwebs. But on the sideline, mind map? No. Yes!
No, I think
was
it was my map. I think it was my
Yes!
map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the
No,
map.
Yeah, because sometimes I say stuff that is not professional on my art page.
What's wrong with saying ooh woo? What's wrong?
Hire me?
Hello, all of you beautiful people out there in the world. How y'all doing today? Welcome back to Apartment 308 Podcast. I'm your host always as Brian, and welcome back to the show called This or That, where me and a friend, we're just gonna take a topic and debate about stuff. And joining me tonight is, we got our girl Aya back here in the building. Say what's up.
Hi.
Yeah, how you been?
Busy. I know I said that last time. I don't know. But it got busier because, I don't know if the audience knows, I have a new puppy. She is a golden retriever, and her name is Taffy, and she's just about to turn 5 months in a couple of days, but I know when this episode comes out, she might be a couple with a change, like 5 months would change kind of age. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on right now, being a busy dog mom, work,
Hashtag dog mom life.
yes. And everything's moving real fast at the moment. So, yay.
I mean, that's how life be. Like, as soon as you're done with college, it's just on that grind, and also, yeah, a puppy that's about to turn 5 months old. I'll probably throw up a video of little Taffy, like, on the screen.
Aw.
There's your daily dog content of the day.
My chicken nugget.
Chicken nugget. Feels bad for anyone listening on Spotify where they can't even see it, so, more reason why to go to YouTube.
Just imagine a very lanky, medium-sized golden retriever, because she's at the awkward phase right now.
Yeah, she's still very young. But, anyways, guys, tonight's topic for this or that, this is kind of a continuation on from the job hunt episode when we had Ryan on here. We did say kindly, well, for anyone that doesn't know or is still new to the channel, I graduated as graphic designers, and one of the biggest things that us graphic designers need to have is a portfolio. But there's always this constant question of, how do you make a good portfolio? Or how does your portfolio supposed to stand out from the rest? So that's what I are going to discuss tonight. We're going to discuss our portfolios. What do they look like? What website builder do we recommend? And, just like, what are some things we want to slap in there and to make, employers say, hey, that's our person right there. If you guys want to hear more on our take about making a portfolio for designing or, anything else, make sure you subscribe to Apartment 308 over on the YouTube channel. Like, comment, share this with all your friends. And if you're listening on Spotify, Google Podcasts, give us a follow and a like. We really do appreciate it. Alright, Aya, you ready for this? Let's jump into it.
Oh, yeah.
First things first, this is a running meme with every designer out there. But when was the last time you updated your portfolio?
Oh, boy. So, I do hate to admit, but ever since I got a job,
You haven't touched it.
yeah, so it's like cobwebs. But on the sideline, which I implore every designer out there or any job that you want to get in terms of that needs a portfolio, at least put a folder that's out there or a thumb drive that has all of your work so you can sort it out. So I have those, and from time to time, if I'm free, I do edit my thumbnails and then write up some scripts to like what to put on that description for that certain piece that I created. So
Oh.
yeah, as a rule of thumb, I guess. I could be wrong. You can fact check on me, or you can put out in the comments, be like, you're so totally wrong.
Respectfully. Respectfully.
But normally, we're supposed to update it at least 3 times a month or once a month. I'm unsure, but at least putting the small things that we've done and focus on that.
Yeah.
So that our portfolio can still continue building. But I'm a bad egg. I haven't been doing that.
I heard twice a month for your portfolio, but yeah, about like 1 to 3 times a month is like very, very recommended. And yeah, don't be like us where we haven't touched our portfolio to the point where there's dust, spiders are now living there. But yeah, because it is a very common like problem for us designers. Is like since we're like so busy with so much other stuff, we forget to constantly update our portfolio.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know from mine because my website, like the one I'm usually using, technically the last time I worked on it was probably last month because someone said, "Hey, there's a certain page that's using a weird color. Can you just go ahead and replace that with a white background?" I'm like, yeah, sure. So I just did that. But in terms of just like general layout and updating the work I've done, yeah, I have not really updated at all with that
Yeah.
because the last thing I put up there was pretty much stuff for this channel, but we're gonna get more into that soon. So yeah, we are yeah, both of us are pretty guilty of not touching our portfolios. Please don't be like us.
Yeah, don't be like us. That and I know I've mentioned this before that I would never mention where I work because it's confidential. Um, but
They're watching
that's
us.
yeah,
Literally.
that's the thing.
Literally.
That's the thing though. I am unsure if I can actually share these stuff, so I always have to make sure if the edits that I made have to be changed or something, or if I have to name it different. So that's why I hardly update my portfolio because all of my designs come from them.
Yeah, so it is under contract stuff, so we would grab Grant to be the lawyer here, but we cannot.
That
But
is too busy at lawyer school.
bro, I have actually haven't talked to Grant in a long time, ever since his solo episode.
Yeah.
He's a busy boy, but you know what? Like I said, we're all on that grind. Wait, so you did mention earlier, like something saying like you have like, you know, a thumb drive or at least a folder of like stuff. Like I keep seeing this on a lot of job apps recently where they ask you to upload additional files. They didn't say specifically like, oh, your CV, but like any additional files you want. So does that include like a zip file of all of your like portfolio stuff?
Not necessarily. It depends if they actually ask for it, because I know there are some jobs that'll have it in the bottom. If you want, add additional works that you haven't added in your portfolio so that we could check it as well, or reoccurring
Oh.
work, something like that, I guess. Or documents, such as legal documents that, for example, you live in a different country and they don't have it listed. Who knows?
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I've been seeing that a lot lately. Because I'm just like, I don't really have a CV yet, nor
Yeah.
well, I do have a folder of like everything I have done before. It's just I never uploaded it because I'm just like, I'm not sure what specifically you want, but yeah. But I mean, most of the job postings I have seen, they did say, oh, please link your website, portfolio, LinkedIn, whatever. So that was pretty much all about, you know, the last time we touched it. Now let's talk about something that another thing designers are having trouble with, which is choosing the right website builder. So we got a whole bunch of different website builders out there. We got Wix, Squarespace, WordPress. I'm trying to think of another site, but I can't at the moment.
There's a lot, but you mainly name the top ones. They're up there.
So okay,
But
let's discuss
yeah.
the top three then. So Wix versus
So
Squarespace versus WordPress.
WordSpace gives you all the freedom that you can. Like, for example, you can have this, you can build it your own. It's basically a skeleton for you, but it's like sketching out the ideas that you have in a way. If you
Right.
want it to look like this without having it with a template, or having restrictions to sizing, colors, etc., etc., etc. All of that. But the cons of WordPress is it can be a little limiting in a way if you don't understand the program. So that's why there's a lot of.
Yeah.
We took this class with our dear Professor Amir. It was great because I understood WordPress before. Shout out to all those old, 2000 kids that had their own WordPress and made fan fictions.
Sure. What?
Anyways,
Wait, whoa. Rewind. Hold up.
nothing,
What?
nothing. But now that WordPress has updated a lot, now it's a bit more complicated than it used to.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's just too many. Think about it as being randomly seated at the cockpit of a plane, and you just see all of these colorful buttons, and there's no labels, and you just have to pretend that
Oh dear.
That's how it feels.
What does
If
this
you
button do?
Yeah. I know WordPress wants to make it innovative, but not as innovative as it seems, because some texts say there that it'll take you to this, but it doesn't take you to that on what you thought it should control. Like, for
Yeah.
example, images. You want to move this image,
But you
but
can't.
yeah, there's no option for it. And
Yeah.
then now we dive into Wix. Wix is free. Cool. But again, we have that limitation of what we can actually do because it's only a free version. You're
Yeah.
required to actually pay for it, because once they'll give you a domain,
But
but it's still not free. It'll still have Wix on your domain,
yeah.
and you'll have an ad, so it doesn't look
Yeah,
professional.
like the
Some
little
people-
ad on top saying this website was made by Wix. Try it out.
So it kind of deters a lot of employers who'll look at someone's portfolios. I had this, unfortunately, for a bit because I was scared of spending the money. And
Yeah.
then,
I know
This is-
how that feels.
go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say because that's my current website. It is under Wix, and the reason why I went with Wix is because it's just that easy to make a website, and the tools they offer is actually a lot, and it's pretty much just the basic stuff you need for a portfolio. But when it comes to paying for that website, and then you have that annoying little ad on top, I'm just like, bruh, really? Yeah, and then
But-
like going back to WordPress, like, yeah, again, like when we had that assignment that Amir gave us, yeah, I remember like me and like I'd say like 75% of the class were just all like, we have never done this before, and I think some of us are just all like, you actually do need a lot of. Because I do understand that WordPress does have an HTML and CSS editor installed in it, right?
Yes, it does. And it can get a little complicated because, for example, you pick out a theme. If you put in this code, you also have to find out where to put this within the bracket of your CSS code,
Yeah.
aside from HTML, because normally you just have to make it pretty, so it's the CSS stuff. And I got used to the clean coding system where you have your CSS in a different folder so it doesn't mix in with the old school kind of coding. I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about, where you put HTML and then this, you insert this code, and then on top of it is your CSS, and then you close that,
Yeah,
and then you
yeah.
have more HTML codes on the bottom. That's the old school way.
Wait, I think we did learn that in one of the old HTML and CSS classes. But I'll just say this: coding gives me depression. that is no cap.
I mean, it's fun. So, just so that you people are aware, we also had a club when I was under my undergrad. We had the CSSMB club where it was like for coding and scripting, so that designer students and also IT students could get along and show each other how to code. That was fun for a bit. I was the treasure in that one. But yeah.
Finally, bringing peace between the computer science students and the designer students.
Yeah, I love how excited the IT students were, but you know, I know this you're saying a joke, but it wasn't necessarily the IT students being mean to us designer students. Is mostly the professors. Phew.
No shade, no shade.
No shade. You didn't hear it from me. Okay, moving forward.
We yeah, let's get back on track. We still haven't talked about Squarespace yet.
Yes. And this is where I was about to talk, where I had a cool discussion and debate with one of my boyfriend's buddies, who he has been playing MapleStory with for a very, very, very long time.
You brought up that that game.
I know. Everybody's been like, oh, mushroom game! But one of his buddies is actually a designer and has been a designer and in the industry for 15 years. So she was a great resource to me into talking to her. And not only was she a resource, but I also gained friendship in that, because she got to tell me that if you want to have a good looking portfolio and this will pay you back in the long run, use Squarespace, especially for those designers who don't have the time to put in too much effort. Like, you want to put effort, don't get me wrong, but you also don't want to put too much, if that makes sense, where you don't want to overwork your brain.
As we
All of the
already do.
yeah, yes. All of the controls were intuitive. You could do this, you could do that. You can make it simple, and not only that, you have your own domain. It looks really, really good on your resume when you paste it on it, or if they ask for your resume link as well. And there's no ads, and there's also no ads on the bottom that says that this was created by Squarespace.
Oh yeah, cause Wix is also guilty of that too. They'll sneak it into your footer saying is like Brian made this website using Wix, 2022.
I know a lot of other people would have critiques about Squarespace, but personally, I like it. I spent the extra money to actually get it out there so that people could search it. And honestly, for the price and what I got out of it, I'm
Yeah.
not sponsored, by the way. Neither is Brian.
I was about to say like. We also gotta give Squarespace credit for actually sponsoring other creators, like, a lot. Make your website today using Squarespace, but this is not we're not sponsored. But hey,
We're not sponsored.
but hey, Squarespace, if you want to sponsor Apartment 308, that would be very welcome.
Yeah.
But I guess we can summarize like between the three websites.
I think what we could also add. Oh, sorry. But I just wanted to also add, like, I know there are some designers who are a bit prideful of their own skills, but don't be ashamed. You can use it. It's fine. I'm prideful as well. I keep thinking, oh, I can create this and only buy my own domain for these a couple of bucks because it's cheaper to create it from scratch.
Yeah.
Don't give yourself much headache. Have the resource that's in front of you. I know it hurts your pocket, especially if you're getting out of college. I get it, but you won't regret it.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
because with my current Wix site, I'm not paying for it because I'm just like I want to get a steady job first, so then I can pay for it to remove that little ad on top. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think honestly, like, take Aya's advice. Like, if you really want to invest in your design future, it's probably best that you need to invest in your own personal domain. And obviously, like, all these websites do offer different prices, so but again, up to you which one you want to do. I was gonna say, like, I feel like there is kind of like almost like a scale of easy to complex, like, site makers. So I feel like Wix is at the very easiest. You got Squarespace in the middle, and then at the very end, I would say it's WordPress.
But if these options, like, for example, for dear listeners out there, these options still don't, like, oh, but
There's still a lot.
Yeah, there's still a lot.
There's
Do
still a
your
lot
own
out there.
research. You can even make your own portfolio on Google Sites, was it? Even though
I
it's like,
forgot about that. Yeah.
even if it's a domain in Google, at least it'll still look good because there's no ads on it.
Sponsored by
And-
Google. No, I'm kidding.
But you could also have visual and creative freedom because you can basically just upload it as a photo and then start making it into like a website.
Yeah.
So just hint if you want things easier in your life too.
Well, but the thing with Google Sites is just like it's so basic when it comes to layout and stuff. But honestly, if you want something for free and without ads, I recommend it.
You can go the minimalistic route. That looks pretty.
Yeah, everyone has their own style, and honestly, like, every one of these websites we're talking about, like, they have their own set of tools. It's just how well do you know how to use these tools? It's kind of like your skill gap.
Or what you need.
Oh, that too, like what you need, because again, most of these websites do have a lot of limitations, but yeah, like, I'd say honestly just try out one that you feel the most comfortable with.
And go from there.
Yeah, and go from there. And if you want to invest in it, do it. It's a great investment. All right, so
You can also ask your parents for money. Okay, moving on.
ask your parents' permission before logging on.
Steal your parents' credit card.
Ninja's in trouble at the Tilted Towers. Okay. So anyways, moving right along, let's talk about when it comes to planning your site. So, do you usually like make a plan, like a blueprint or a sketch of what your website wants to look like?
Oh, this is one of my problems, especially in Amir's class.
Wait,
But
you never
I
you never do that?
I still get A's, cause this is how this is how my brain works. I start to build it and then sketch in the middle and then go from there.
See, that's kind
I'm
of
a-
like my mindset too. Like, I start with
Yeah.
something on the actual site, and as I'm going along, I'm just like, huh, maybe I should take a second to really think about it.
Yeah, because once I have, there's like a vision in my head already, and we already heard this from multiple people in the art industry where you're like, don't fucking start with what's on your brain because it's not gonna come out as you think it will, and it won't look nice. But I still go with it. Why? Because whatever, I do whatever I want, and then once I have that, I will have a multiple array of sketches of what kind of design I want. I try them all, or I just try one, and then imagine it visually in my head where I'm like, okay, that won't work. Let's stick with that kind of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if Amir was here right now, like, this was his step-by-step process of...
He will slap me.
Yeah. No, he won't. He won't.
Yes, he will. He'll be
No.
like, no. Bad designer.
Listen, he's not that type of professor.
He could be if he wanted to.
No, no. But what I'm just saying for anyone listening out there, and for anyone who has had Amir as a professor before, like, this is like his step-by-step process. So usually, and this goes for a lot of anyone studying computer science too, you usually start off with a pen and paper. That's step one. Like, you draw a couple squares or rectangles, whatever, and then you like start sketching out. Okay, I want this picture here. I want a banner at the top. I want my menus to look like this, and then we move on to like a digital drawing. So, we use something like Adobe Illustrator, for example, and this is what we call the lo-fi sketch. Yeah, so pretty much you just take your physical drawing, make a digital drawing out of it, and you can start messing around with colors and whatnot. And then we go to our high fidelity sketch where we use something like Adobe XD or Figma, right? That's the other one I'm thinking about.
Figma, you got it right.
And that's where you can actually, like, not only you can take your digital drawing into the site, you can actually start
Mapping it out.
mapping it out. You can quote unquote code like certain stuff to do stuff, like, say for example, hey, I want this logo over here. When I click on it, send me back to the home page. Oh, what do you know, it works.
Ooh, you know what you also forgot within those lo-fis? You also forgot oh no,
Web.
it was in my head. It was like the
What?
skeleton,
Oh, I feel
Was
like
it
I know what
Web
you're
skeleton?
I feel like I know what you're talking
Shoot.
about.
but it was for example, this is your home page, you connect it here. It's part of the sketches.
Yeah.
The web structure, was it?
Yeah, web structure.
Mind map? No. Yes!
No, I think
was
it was my map. I think it was my
Yes.
map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the
No,
map.
My Tinelas is right here. I can slap you any moment.
What?
Tinelas, haven't you been threatened
Oh,
by your
shit.
parents before?
No, but
The chanclas!
I know what you're talking about, but I've never got hit.
But I know, but it's threat.
Anyways, basically a mind map, for anyone that doesn't know, is like, it kind of just is like a method or a way to kind of like, get your ideas out there, or like, basically like what you're thinking about. So say for example, you have website in the middle, and be like, okay, projects is next, and then then you start listing out what projects you want, all that stuff, yada yada yada. And then I think it's another rule of thumb, like, you have to consider who's viewing your website too. Yeah, see,
who
you don't
want
even need to
to-
go to class for this. You can just listen to us.
Wow, free education. But yeah, it also depends on what job you want, what you want to do at the job that you're trying to get as well. So your audience matters, not just you.
Even though we do encourage that.
Like, oh, look at this. I don't do this for anybody. It's for me.
Yeah,
I get it.
but
We've
the
been
thing,
there.
yeah, but the thing is, how are you gonna get hired if you're not caring about who's hiring you?
Oh yeah. Like, I could tell a bit of experience where I remember having this potential interview. I think I told you this before, Brian, but this is for the dear listeners because I know you might run into this as well. But don't take it to heart because you can just shove that somewhere in the abyss and never hear it again once you get hired. Yeah, But but basically, an interview, he wanted to take a look at my portfolio. It's not really an interview, but I wanted feedback on like what I could do with my portfolio. Are there any job openings currently? Because this person is the niece of my dad's friend, something like that. And he's like, yeah, sure, maybe there's a job opening because he knows that I'm a designer. I just graduated and he just graduated. You'll meet some uppity people who just recently graduated and feel like they're in the top of the world because they just got a job after they graduated. So this is this kind of person.
Those people.
Yeah, not naming anybody, but that's what happened. I was like, okay, you could give me like a one-to-one feedback so I would understand. Instead of having a critical feedback, it was a hurtful feedback and just said a shit ton of negative stuff that not even a professor would say. Yeah.
Yeah, about that. There is one professor that would.
Yeah, but
this one's worse.
This one's worse. Because basically, some comments such as, if I were into that art, then yeah, I would hire you. Or, if you only had this in your portfolio, I would hire you. That kind of stuff.
If I was if I was into this type of medium, I would hire you. God damn.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. I was like, this is stupid.
Well, clearly he has bad taste, or like really bad taste, or like just pretty much he's not open, or like he's being too biased. I would say that's
biased because he's only thinking of himself and not for future employers. So that's what we mean where you don't try to think about yourself. Think about what other people would think about in terms of multiple people looking at your portfolio, not as just a singularity.
Yeah. Because I was talking to, I believe, another friend like last time, and they said they took a look at my current portfolio and they said like, "Oh man, this is really cool. I like the layout, I like the colors and all that stuff." But when it came to layout of my projects, he said, it's cool that you have like more than one project showcased here, but to him it felt like he was being overwhelmed by it. And so he said like, I know you have like one or two projects you're currently proud of. It's either I highlight those projects or I highlight the projects that a job is looking for. Like, say for example, there's a company out there that's looking for someone to help with, I don't know, a brochure or something like that. Then I would probably have to highlight, the brochure project that I did a long time ago, which also was a pain in the ass to do.
Yeah.
And then I think you and I were talking about this like a couple weeks ago because I am actually redoing my website. Like I made another XD sketch, and I remember I showed you, and I also showed Ryan. And I remember you saying it's good. It's a good rule of thumb to show to a fellow designer versus a non-designer to get more feedback.
Because people are just going to say, "Oh, it looks good," because they don't know.
That or they're too nice.
They're too nice. But another general rule of thumb, to get more feedback, get it from a designer first, and then the finished product to a person who's not a designer, so that they're like unaware of what it is, and then they can give you real feedback because it's not the sketch anymore.
Yeah, it's like an actual thing where like if you're doing XD, which by the way is like the last step, or like one of the last steps in the process for Amir, is that he'll take his XD file and share it with like everyone, designers, non-designers, and be like, check it out, see if it works, see what you like about it, see what you don't like about it, and how I can fix stuff. Yeah, man, this is just pretty much a how-to video on how to make a website.
How to be a designer. Don't.
How to be a designer. Step 1, rethink on what you're studying.
Step 2, lay down and cry. Step 3, make an offering.
Step 4, let the earth reclaim you.
Alright, let's move on.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so while we're in the planning stages, like, what are some like like general pages to have on your website? Like, like homepage, gallery page, bio page.
I'm going to be base this on mine. So I have a what do you would call this? I guess I'll just call it for home, where I generally show two sides. I have my designs and my illustration, and then on that homepage I have a link to my InDesign and LinkedIn. Not InDesign, sorry. LinkedIn and my Instagram page for professional
Oh,
work. And then also there would be another tab because I know it's already there, the designs and illustrations. I have my contact there. I know it could also be named as bio, but that can be consolidated into one page if done correctly so it's not too busy.
right.
And then a tab for your resume so that they can download it.
Yeah, cause I mean that's pretty much that's almost what I got from my current portfolio and the one I'm trying to remake. So of course you got your main homepage. I got my project page. Well, the thing is, for my projects, like I slapped everything into one page and then just made sub pages for each project. And then I have a bio page where I just wrote like a whole bunch of random stuff about myself and history of designing. And then lastly, I do have a resume page. And then one thing I did do for my footer on my website is that I did link all of my social stuff. So I got my LinkedIn down there. I have a button for my phone number in case anyone wants to call me. I also have a button for my Gmail, and I shamefully did put in the YouTube channel and the Spotify account on there too.
Yeah, but sometimes I believe that should be like a different.
Like it's
But
Yeah, well, I mean, on my actual resume, of course I'm not putting in my channel on there. Are you kidding me? Hell no. I do not want any future employer to listen to our previous episodes and be like, huh, talking shit, huh? I mean, it is kind of interesting for you, like, how you said, like, there is a separate page, and I'm using my social media pages as another gallery works. So wait, is it just two Instagram pages? Like, two separate ones? Or is it, like, one for one specific thing?
one for specific things, like for example, I want just my professionalism to be showcased instead of because I know I have an art Instagram, but that's mostly just art. It won't be part of my
You're professional.
professionalism. Yeah, because sometimes I say stuff that is not professional on my art page.
What's wrong with saying ooh woo?
Oh, woo!
What's
Ooh,
wrong?
woo, hire me?
What's wrong with all the henty stuff? I mean, what?
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 You mean, is it a chicken with a tie? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? It's a business chicken.
It's cute.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like I understand. Cause like I said, there's no way in hell I'm slapping on my YouTube channel on a professional level. Unless of course it is another YouTube channel trying to hire me, in which case I will gladly show them that. Oh yeah, and then the resume thing. I did cuz on my first website I did not do a download PDF version of it. I just kind of made an entire page with the exact stuff what my resume already has. I am trying my best to talk perfectly right now.
It's okay. Words are hard.
But yeah, like after talking with you and also talking with Ryan, because Ryan also has his own personal website, and both of you do have, or at least encourage, a download PDF button.
And then again, you'll have that download resume in your bio or your about you or contact page so that they know who it is
It
and that they
me.
have it. It me, hire me.
It me. Hire me. Ooh woo. Give me dollars so I can feed family.
All right, this podcast has been demonetized because of all the ooh.
No, it's not. No. I don't even have monetization clearance yet. Oh wait, only on Spotify, never mind. Okay, so that's the general pages. Now, this is something that myself and I feel like a few others out there are also trying to figure out, but it's also when it comes to your project slash gallery page, how many projects do you try to put in there? Because I have too
It'll
many.
it'll mostly be the bigger projects, if that makes any sense. The most important ones that you want to, I guess what I'm trying to say here is selling your skill. You want to see the best of the best that you've made. You want to like shove it in their face like, I did this and I can do this for you too. Because look how professional this is. I don't add in like projects that are mediocre.
Man. And this is another thing that a lot of people have told me, but they also said put in projects that you definitely feel proud of.
The ones that you can actually explain, the ones that you can show your process, what you did, why you did
Oh,
this,
yeah.
who you worked with, what kind of sketches did you put in this? Because I remember Amir saying this in the very first day when I took his class. It was visual thinking, and he said that if you have any ways to show your process of anything you did for your project, it's the perfect one to show in your portfolio or showcase in your portfolio.
Yeah, I've also heard that too, cause the publication class we took in, like that professor was really encouraging, saying like, if this is a project you feel proud of, then make sure you show everything, like not only like your final product, but your like sketches, what's that thing called, that the very first thing, something design, like contract. I forgot what it's called.
It's not a contract.
I forgot what it's called, but it's just so like, okay, this is my client, this is what they need, this is when they need it. I forgot what it's called.
We could just call it like oh no, words are hard. Oh, what is up with this episode with me not thinking words? Oh.
I mean, I did kind of pull this episode out of my ass just like at the last minute, so. But yeah, like, again, like you actually.
A summary. There you go.
Yeah,
Summary.
design summary. That's it. You would show that, and then your ideations, your mind maps, all of that stuff, and even
I
like.
believe I forgot the word summary. Jesus.
Yeah, and then also like your various drafts, which I don't keep, and that's a bad habit that I'm doing.
Yeah, you fix that.
But yeah, like I'm gonna say for example, like, cause for me, like I'm very proud of making this channel, especially since this was the graduation project. I put everything like, okay, this is the main channel. Here's my thumbnail designs. Here's my channel banner, the channel logo. Here is my many pages on PowerPoint of research and like surveys and stuff. The only thing I should is probably update it so I can say now I'm on Spotify, so now I have to make Spotify thumbnails. But yeah, and I think I was talking to you about this because like since you say like I'm saying like 308 and then my last internship were like probably like my best too, like I do have to highlight those. I mean, I'm also like into like other stuff, like I do photography, I do video editing, I do somewhat of UX UI design, but so I'm just putting those as little subsections, like actual little subsections. Would you say it's a bad thing that I'm trying to be a jack of all trades when it comes to design?
Not necessarily. I am a jack of all trades in terms of design, but isn't that all designers? Where
You're right.
expected to do all
You're
of it?
right.
And then they'll complain that, why can't you just do one thing? Well, you told me to do this, duh.
But first you did this, and then this, and then this.
That sounded like SpongeBob.
Yeah, exactly. That's when you.
No, the voice was perfect.
Yeah. For anyone that doesn't know this episode, watch it. You'll thank me later. But I guess just overall, it's like, if there's something you feel very proud of, show it. If you're proud of, the UX you're making, show it. If you're proud of, a sketch you made, show it. If you're proud of a little hentai video, I mean, what?
No.
Oh, man. And I guess, like, one last thing is just, are there projects that you want to highlight when employers look at your portfolio?
Depends what you mean, like current or previous.
I would say currently. Like, what do you, like, in your current portfolio, like, what do you think, like, what's like a project you'd be like, this is my proudest moment?
My proudest moment was doing the My Museum activity book. They made me the art director and placing everything that was in there.
Wait, damn, they straight up made you the director? Hold up.
Yeah, because no one was going to handle the activity book. Nobody had sketches. Nobody had an idea to how to make this look. So they just gave me a fodder file, which other people know as the skeleton file, where they just put in, this is the cover, this is what we want on the first page, this is what we want on the second page. So it was up to me to how to make this work. How could I fit these texts? What photos did they want? What sketches they want? Because this is a kid's book. It also has to be interactive. What kind of activities could I put in here so that my employers could actually be happy about, and that, oh yeah, this is a kid's book. Yeah, you did good. So that's
This
what I want to
book
shove in
is
their
safe
faces.
for work.
Yeah. But yeah, it was an activity book about bike safety.
Ah, yes. Wear your helmet.
Yeah. And that's one of my proudest moments, so that my future employers, whoever looks at my portfolio, would be like, "Oh, so she can work on her own. She has her own set of her own timeline, but also another timeline or deadline in terms of when this needs to be printed, when they need to see a draft, all of the fun stuff."
Yeah, so it's pretty much the summary you mentioned earlier. I mean, I already said too, like, my proudest project that I really, and I want to continue showing this, is this channel and these shows. Because I always mention saying, like, you know, despite having you, Ryan, and other guests, like, coming on for episodes, like, I am manhandling everything. Like, this recording, me editing right now at this moment in the future. Yeah, like, I'm doing all of that. I mean, the only thing I'm, like, slacking behind is the Instagram page, which you guys should go ahead and follow, link in the description. Yeah, I have not made a post on the Instagram page in a while. It's just stories. So, I guess, yeah, just to wrap things up and just to summarize, update your portfolio constantly. Choose a
Don't be
website.
lazy.
Yeah, just don't be lazy. I think that's the overall lesson today's episode.
Everybody's lazy though, so we can't really help it. So whatever.
All right. Here's one thing that'll get people motivated. Money is
Money?
on the line. Yeah.
Right, but can I just have a job or just sleep? I want to be paid sleeping.
No.
Damn it!
I mean, not unless you want to be a mattress tester, then sure.
Oh shit, you're right. Get paid $100 per hour just to like test out a mattress. I wish.
Or you could be like us. We're creating stuff for fun on our own content.
Quote unquote fun.
Okay, well, you do have your own art Instagram, your own Twitch, and your own Twitter account, which you guys should go follow at BoobleBuns.
If you... Look at how sad my art is.
It's
yes,
not
I'm
sad.
lazy.
It's not sad. It's just, you know.
It's sad. It's sad. It's sad.
Listen, I am trying to bring this episode into a brighter end, and here you are.
Look at the funny jokes. Look, if you look at that Instagram account or Twitch, if you want to watch, and then there's going to be a future YouTube where I'm gonna post videos. Yay! It's gonna be go happy fun luck.
Yeah, so go ahead and check out Aya's content all in the description below. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up of this episode of This or That before our brains deteriorate even more.
Hell yeah!
But yeah, thanks Aya for joining in today.
No problem. Anytime.
Yeah, so once again, guys, we're gonna wrap it up for This or That. Make sure you subscribe to Apartment 308 over on the YouTube channel. Like, comment, subscribe. And if you're on Spotify, Google Podcasts, give us a like and a follow. And, you know, in the comments down below, like, tell us about your portfolio. Like, what do you use to build your website? How much are you paying for it? Or, like, what's your proudest project that you want to show to us or future employers? Just let us know. Alright, but anyways, guys, we're gonna go ahead and sign off for now. We'll see y'all in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.